Welcome to the 354th episode of the So Video Games podcast, where we talk about any game at all, including new stuff, old stuff, and anything in between. If we are playing it, we'll be talking about it. Today, we are recording on September 17th, 2023. My name is Brad Galloway. I am the editor of GameCritics.com, and I'm also 50% of this here show. With me is the man who's got so many secrets he cannot share, Carlos Rodella.
Why would you do that to me?
Oh, I love taunting you, my friend. You know that.
I can say this. Pre-show, we were deciding what I can and can't say about things.
There was a spreadsheet about what you can and cannot say, and most of your stuff was in the can't column.
Can't say. So I can say that I can't say anything about some things that I'm playing.
Exactly so. Well done. Well done. But we're not going to keep people in suspense forever. We will be talking about this thing next week. So only one more show to wait, and then the embargo will drop, and then Carlos will have plenty to say. And you know what? I might even have a little bit to say, too. We'll see how that goes. But that's next week. We are here this week, and we've got tons of stuff to talk about. A full slate of games up ahead of us. We've got some post-game stuff to talk about, TV, movies, whatever. But before we get to all that, just taking a minute to say a thank you to Ron, one of our new listeners who found us on accident, which is amazing.
Yes.
Not only did he stumble across us on accident, but instead of closing that browser window, he clicked on that link and started listening to our show, and has now listened to several shows, and even took the time to write us a very lovely piece of email, which just made my day. Carlos, I'm sure it made your day as well.
Oh, yeah. Anybody reaching out to do anything positive is just amazing. So thank you in advance. So cool. Read the whole thing.
For sure. I know that people think that we're a big podcast over here. We're like a corporation of millions, and if someone sends in an email, we'll never read it. Not true. Not true. We read literally every single piece of email that anybody sends, any comments, any questions, whether it's email, Twitter, or whatever. Like, we definitely, you will reach us, guaranteed. So thank you very much, Ron, for your very heartfelt message. I really appreciated it. It was a bright spot of my day, and it's always so nice to get some words to kind of remind us that we're not podcasting into the void. We're not just shouting into a dark room. There's people out there who are actually listening.
Yes.
So really, really appreciated it. And one of the things that Ron said that he enjoyed was in the last episode when Carlos did the intro to housekeeping. So I think that maybe we're going to do this again, if you don't mind, sir.
I know he mentioned that, and that was so funny that this is a small thing, but we do it the same way every episode. You introduce housekeeping with the same words.
Yep, I do.
And then I decided to try it last week and butchered it. And
even though you've done it you've listened to me say it 200 times.
Yeah. Well, it's because I don't know. I forget the order, I guess. I don't know.
Well, in honor of Ron, in thanks and in honor of Ron, we're gonna have you do the intro again to housekeeping, and we'll see how you do this week. So, Carlos,
nice.
Let's get to housekeeping. What do you got, sir?
This is dedicated to Ron.
It is.
All right, people, as you well may know. See, I add words.
No, you're pretty close, man.
Okay.
You're pretty close.
We, Brad and I, share a house that's divided down the middle with a piece of duct tape. And this house is where we put all of our housekeeping.
That's it. It's pretty close. It's so close. I always thought I was talking for a minute there.
Nice.
Excellent.
I didn't do the voice, though. Hey, guys.
Oh, man. How did you do that? That scared me. Okay.
I just
all right. There we go. Ron, hope you enjoyed Carlos's second intro to housekeeping. And once again, thank you for the email. That was very, very welcome. Thanks so much. And if anybody else would like to send us a message or two, feel free. Those inboxes are always open. All right, Carlos, let's get to housekeeping. What do you got, sir?
Well, State of Play happened.
Ah, man, I forgot to watch it.
Another one. At this day and age, there's so many directs and State of Plays. I don't know. Xbox showcases. But I always like to see new games and new trailers, whatever. And I thought this had a couple good things. One thing you're going to like.
Okay.
So you have to go back and watch it because you haven't yet, right?
I have not. No.
Okay. The first, it opened up with Baby Steps, which I've seen before. It's, I think, the creators of Up and Over. What's
From
that game?
Getting Over It.
Getting Over It, yeah.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about, that guy. It's like a real famous, difficult physics game.
Yeah, so like Octodad or whatever, you have to control different appendages to, walk or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, in this one, it's just a guy, you're controlling his legs. But what they did really well, and I hope this is actually in the game, is as he's walking and, kind of like traversing and not falling over, and that's what the game is. There's a lot of good audio or like voicing of the character. So like if he slips or whatever, he'll be like, "Oh, I slipped right there. That's not going to do me any good." And it's like comedy. It's like really fucking funny. So I'm hoping that's the game where like he like kind of reacts to the things around him. Because for me, I find those games frustrating. But if it's fun enough, and there's some comedy in it, I'm all about it. So like, it was so fucking hilarious because he met another character and they had a really funny interaction. And they're like, "Oh yeah, you want to?" And they were swearing and stuff. Like, "I just got to get the fuck over there." All right, cool. So it just seemed like it added to the weirdness of the game.
Interesting. I do enjoy these. I don't know why I do, but I do enjoy these really difficult like physics games. I haven't played Getting Over It, but I saw a real quick clip of this one. This looks really fun. And there's several others that are kind of like this. There's one that's about talking where you have to like move your mouth and tongue and lips in a weird way. And then there's many other ones that are just about like climbing. Like there's a few really good ones that I enjoyed last year that are difficult. So I probably will give this a shot just because I like to torture myself this way, but I am curious to see more. Yeah, for sure.
Well, for me again, it's like it's so hard to do comedy in games.
Yeah.
And so it was funny to me. I was like, "Holy shit, this is funny!" And how he reacted to the things that was going on. There needs to be more of that in games, anyhow. Because in the world of the Bethesdas, not to throw something under the bus, but like any game that's like that, where like kind of characters just talk at you, it's more nice when there's like nuance to character interaction. Anywho,
all right.
I don't want to throw shade. VR stuff they showed off, which is weird because they only showed off a couple things, and I thought PSVR 2 was a big thing for them.
Isn't it supposed to be? Is it already out or is it not out yet?
It's out. Yeah,
is it?
I think it's
okay.
out, yeah. But, just a couple games, I guess they represented in the state of play, but it still didn't feel like must-have games,
Well, I haven't heard shit about PSVR 2 in I don't know how long.
Yeah.
Like I just said, I didn't even know if it was out yet. And it's funny because, I don't hear about VR. I think it's becoming its own circle, right? Because I follow so many people, so many game people on Twitter. And I know Twitter's a shit fire right now and it's a mess. But like there's still a corpse of it left and there's still people talking. And like all of the game people I talk to, I never hear anybody talking about like VR or PSVR. So I think it's just becoming its own subsection of the game world, man.
Yeah. Oh, and also you just need better games.
No.
I mean, at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I wouldn't even know because I don't even hear anybody talking about any games at all. But you'd think with all the money Sony sank into it that they would pimp it a little bit more. But I guess that's what this Direct is for. So what did they show? Anything good?
It was like just a couple games. I can't even remember what they were. That's not good.
Man.
Resident
System
Evil.
sellers? Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a Resident Evil version or something, VR mode. I forgot. I could just glossed over. But anyways, moving on. Avatar they showed, which again, another crossover. Different colored PS5s. I mean, if you don't have one by now, I guess
don't care.
But the thing you'll care about is they showed off a very lot of gameplay of Helldivers 2.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
I did
like a
not
ton.
Did not know that. All right,
You just go watch that section.
all right. They look cool or what? Just give me like
Yeah, it looks cool. Generally, it's third-person Helldivers, which
which is
we're
weird
used
to me, but okay.
Yeah, but it showed that same thing where like if you die, you just come back in those little pods, the missiles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So people, they were talking between each other like a whole team, kind of like working together. So there's definitely like about cooperative gameplay. The graphics looked awesome, and it looked cool to shoot a bunch of monsters, and they were taking up a big, huge one. And then whenever they died, which they did, it looked like a real playthrough with like the developers maybe. They just kept coming back to life, and they were, "Oh, hey, where am I? Where are you guys now? How can I help?" So if you like cooperative gameplay, which I don't generally, but I think Helldivers is the only one that I did like that for because it had the couch co-op and stuff.
Yeah,
it seems like cooperative third-person Helldivers.
I gotta watch that. I'm still trying to wrap my head around how that's going to work in 3D because so much of that game was situational awareness. And for people that don't know, I mean, Helldivers, the first one, top down, kind of a 2D isometric sort of a thing. One of my favorite games of all, like literally of all time. Like I had such a good time with that game. Me and my wife played it all the time. My kid played it with us. I had custom art made that's hanging up in our living room. Like I had a mug. I have 2 mugs actually. I mean, I fucking love that game. Literally, I have 2 mugs of that fucking game.
Yeah.
So I gotta watch it. I'm just like, man, I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. But why try when I can just watch the video?
You can just watch the video.
I'm gonna watch the video.
And then also they surprise announcement for me man, it makes my November. Coming this November, a DLC for Tales of Arise.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
It's called Beyond the Dawn, and it comes out in November, and they just didn't tell anybody until just now. And they're like, yeah, by the way, here's another whole story. And it looked super huge, and I love that fucking game.
Do ya?
Didn't I talk about this a million times?
I'm sure you did, but I can't keep any of those Tales games straight, dude. There's so many of them.
Yeah, that one was a real special game for me. And I liked the ending, too. It was one of those ones where, like, I really enjoyed, like, post-credits ending. Like, there's still stuff they're talking about in the world. Okay. So I want to go back to that world so badly.
All right.
And then, lastly, they just mentioned Final Fantasy, which, that second part's coming out and blah, blah, blah. People will play it. I played it. All right. Did you ever play the Rebirth or the remake thingy?
Of Final Fantasy?
Yeah. The 7 one?
I think I bought it, but I don't think I don't think I ever played it.
Okay. Wow.
I'm just not that much of a Final Fantasy or a Square guy anymore. I used to be back in the 90s or whatever, but like I've just fallen off of Final Fantasy so hard, and I just I don't know, man. It just doesn't get me anymore.
It's what's funny, it's not fine because Square Enix is like in trouble a little bit financially, I think.
Yeah.
16, Final Fantasy 16, which I didn't finish, and I finish every Final Fantasy game.
That was the recent kind of fighter one, right?
Yeah, what's the one that's Game of Thrones?
Oh, yeah. That's the one I'm thinking of, where it's Game of Thrones story, but it's kind of like Devil May Cry gameplay a little bit.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. It didn't scratch that itch. I really tried it to, but like it just didn't feel like, Final Fantasy old school, or even 15 for that matter. So, yeah, I don't know. I think they're kind of in an issue. Speaking of RPGs, demo of Second Story, Star Ocean's Second Story R is out right now.
Oh, yeah. I know you like the sci-fi JRPG, and there's not very many of those.
I love those. And I played a ton of them, and the Star Ocean, was it? I forgot what the last one was.
First Story?
Second Story? Oh, yeah, First Story, nice. Now I'm going to forget what it's called. But anyways, the brand new one was amazing. I loved it. And this is in the story timeline before that one. Mm-hmm. And I always get, weird about that stuff. Like I always want to play the newest timeline game chronologically.
Right.
But I might go back for this because the demo is that thing where the progress carries over.
Oh, that's nice. I love when they do that.
I love when they do that. And it's Octopath Traveler style graphics.
Okay.
So it's that depth of field, old school, but new school.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Excellent.
That's it. I'm done with that part. And do you have a part of a box?
Yeah, just a couple quick things. Nothing huge. There's real strong rumors that Wild Hearts. Remember Wild Hearts? It's the Monster Hunter alike, coming from Electronic Arts and the other studio that I'm blanking on real hard. But they do the Musou games. Who the hell is that? Omega Team? Is that who it is? That's what I'm thinking of?
I forget.
Anyway, I remember hearing about it when they announced it. I was like, whoa, what? Like, what is that Japanese team doing with EA? That seems weird.
Omega Force.
Omega Force. I was right. Okay, thank you. So I am a lifelong Monster Hunter guy. Like, I've played all of them. I've played a million hours of Monster Hunter. I've got the toys and shirts and all that shit. So I'm definitely in the Monster Hunter camp. And there's not very many games out there that have really even come close to capturing that same magic, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of people that want that same mojo because they see how dedicated Monster Hunter fans are. Like, we'll play it for hundreds of hours, we'll buy the merch, we'll do all sorts of stuff, we'll dress up, we'll go to cons, anything. It's got a pretty strong. I mean, there's even a theme park, dude. So EA jumps in with Omega Force, and they do this Wild Hearts thing. I didn't click with it. I thought it was just like, okay. I played it for like maybe 6 or 8 hours. Then I'm like, this is not it for me. I heard a lot of other people who traditionally don't get into Monster Hunter did enjoy it, but I guess not enough because the rumor is it's only been out for 6 months and they are closing it down is what I've heard.
Whoa.
And that's a game that really, essentially, if you're going to go after Monster Hunter, you have to have online, you have to have multiplayer, because that's where you do the big game hunts, right? You can't go after like a big dragon on your own. Oh, I mean, you can, but like you got to be like Superman. You got to be crazy Monster Hunter, dude. I've seen people do it, and I have done it myself before back in the day when I was younger. But in general, you need like a team of 3 or 4 to do a big hunt like that, and that's what the game's all about. Like, get the gear, you build up to the big hunt, you get there with your buddies, or you can find some randos or something, and then you go after the big monsters and you get the good loot. Like, that's the whole thing, right? So for them to shut down after 6 months, that game must have been doing really abysmal.
Yeah.
And if there's no online, that game is effectively dead. So Once again, someone proves that they cannot step to Monster Hunter and try to do the same thing that Monster Hunter is doing, which is kind of a shame because I think there's room for it. But you just have to find your own path, and I don't think anybody's really found their own path quite yet. So,
yeah, that's it. You got to find your own take on it, your own spin.
Yeah.
And for me, I didn't like the building part of it. The Fortnite-y kind of stuff. So
building like little towers and trampolines, it felt really kind of tacked on. It didn't, like you said, it didn't mesh with me at all either. So no. So there's that. Speaking of other, I guess, bad news, Ascendant Studios, the brand new studio, which was just, speaking of EA, I didn't realize that, but these are two EA stories back to back. Eternals of Avium. You played that, didn't you, recently?
I must have. I'll look it up.
I'm pretty sure you did. In fact, I think you even talked about it on the show, where it's a first-person shooter, but you use magic instead of guns, and you played that. You talked about it.
Immortals. I just didn't. Yes,
I'm sorry. Did I say Eternals? Immortals. My bad.
Immortals. Yeah.
Immortal. Let me change that title. Eternal, Immortal. I can see why I made that mistake.
Yeah, it's a fun shooter game.
I love synonyms. Yeah, it's a shooter with. I mean, I took one look at it and I'm like, this is a shooter with magic. And the story. What it is, yeah. And I just kept on moving. And you confirmed that. That studio laid off half of their entire studio, and apparently the sales are pretty bad on that game. So I think they're having some trouble. To say a couple things first. So it's very common in the game world that people will scale up for a big game, hire a bunch of people, make the game, and then after the game ships, they scale back down. But I didn't think that was the case with this studio. I thought this was like the core studio of like the core members making their game. So it's different. It's a different thing if this is your core studio and you lay off half, as opposed to your core studios here. You hired 50 people to help build assets, create graphics, work on the online, and then you let them go after the game ships. Neither one of those is great. I'm not saying this is a good thing, but I'm just saying it's two different things. And from what I understand, I think it's the core team. Half the core team is gone. So that's bad. That's pretty bad. And if they're poor sales, that's also bad. It just seems to me like, not to be like that guy or anything, but like when you look at this game, even in the run up to the game, it just looks so generic. It just looks so white guy, boring, first person shooter generic. And yeah, there was magic instead of guns, but like there just was no jazz to it, And I guess I'm just kind of confused as to why EA and or the studio thought they were going to go so big and this was going to be a big deal. Like it seemed like they should have been more modest, right? And I think it kind of feeds into the whole go big or go home mentality that a lot of the big publishers are in right now, where it's like every game's got to be AAA. It's got to sell 50 million copies or else it's a failure. Like I kind of wish maybe things would be different. And I don't have like specific numbers or anything. But maybe if they were thinking, yeah, let's go for like a B tier title, let's do a solid B level sales, and then we're going to build from there, instead of like having to lay off a bunch of people and have this big, like, shortfall when it came to sales. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's the goals. It's those unrealistic at times, or even just like inflated goals.
Yeah. Unrealistically inflated.
And if you think about it, check this out. Like, look at huge games today. And they weren't thinking about that at the beginning, like Minecraft, right? So Minecraft is the biggest thing in the world, but no, they weren't thinking that, like the AAA launch and stuff like that. It was just a few people going like, let's make this weird thing. Where even like, what's it called that I like and you don't like, with the trolls or the dwarves, Dwarf Fortress.
Oh yeah, Dwarf Fortress,
things like that. Like, I mean, that didn't make a gazillion dollars, but there's that type of thing. You just got to go in mentality of like, let's make something unique and interesting. And yeah, there's a lot of kind of like, hey, let's just make a huge studio and bring all this talent and blah blah. So
it feels to me like going to Vegas, right? Like if you went to Vegas and you brought your entire life savings, you got a double mortgage on your house, you sold your car, you sold your dog, you got all that cash, you go to Vegas and you go to the blackjack because you're like, I'm going big, we're gonna win. Like you're probably gonna end up like losing your shirt. Yeah. But like if you go to Vegas with like, okay, I'm gonna take, I don't know, $500, which to me seems like a lot of money because you're gonna lose it. $500, and if I win, then great, and if I lose it, that's okay because I'm planning to come back with only $500 lost, and that's the plan. Like if you just temper your expectations and don't go so hard, like you live to fight another day, right? You can always make another game. You know what I'm saying?
It's a Vegas metaphor.
Yeah, kind of.
That could be the title of the podcast.
Vegas
or you could put the title of the podcast, We're Going to Vegas.
Yeah, I just feel bad for those people, and it just is weird because I feel like anybody who looked at that game within 5 seconds, you kind of got the gist of that game immediately.
Yeah.
And for them to bet so heavy on it, even EA on the EA side as well, is really strange.
You know what we need, again, is more people who have been in the industry for a long time. I'm pointing at both of us.
Yeah.
You know, in game development, probably. Yeah, I mean, at this point, because like you always say, like you could go in and consult and just be like, no, this is not right. No, this, you know.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
And not just on the creative vision. People have creative vision. That's aside. But like these small things, you know. Yeah, I get it. By the way, I'm going to mention this at the end of the show, but there's this great new series called The Other Black Girl on Hulu.
Oh, I heard about it. Yeah, is it good?
It's fucking good. Yeah, if you think about the movie Get Out, it's kind of like that.
Oh, is it spooky?
A TV show. Yeah, it's spooky with racism and comedy.
Oh, I did. Oh, okay. That sounds like a good mix. All right.
It is a good mix. It's dark, you know, comedy. Like, what's the one that I like by Ben Stiller?
Severance.
Severance. Yeah, it's got that vibe to it, kind of at times. Anyways, the point I bring that up is why I already lost it because I went such on a tangent. What were you just saying?
I don't remember. We were like, everybody's betting. Every industry veterans should be brought in because we can take a look at something, we can fix it, and we know.
Got it. Okay. So why? Yeah, we're saying like we're going to go in and fix things or like tell people where they're wrong. In that TV show, she's got to like look at this manuscript and be like, hey, you know, here's the things you might want to change. Like, here's the things that are problematic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's the kind of thing that, you know, you and I could do. We could just be like, hey, what about this thing right here?
Yeah.
You didn't need to go down that tangent for that, but check out that show and we'll talk about it later.
Sounds like a good show. I will check it out. We're gonna get to that later. Okay. Excellent. That's all I have for housekeeping. You got anything else, Carlos?
No, let's clean it up and shut up the doors to the house with the tape in it. There you go. That's
Sorry,
housekeeping. Wait, hold on. You do an ending, don't you? And so, anyways, next week we'll do more of that housekeeping. For now, we're gonna shut the doors.
I don't think I say that.
You might not even do any ending. I
think we just move on.
Moving on.
Moving on. Main content of the show. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's kick it off just as a quick recap to Baldur's Gate 3, which I didn't mention this. I was going to tell you this before the show, but then I stopped myself to save it for the show. I got up this morning and I just was really jonesing. I wanted to get into something. And I was almost going to pull the trigger on Baldur's Gate 3. I was so close to pulling the trigger. But, like, number one, it's expensive. I mean, you know, that's a lot of money to me. And also, I wanted to ask you some questions about something we can't talk about. Okay. And I think that you have swayed me the other way. So I'm glad I didn't pull that trigger. I think I'm going to go the other way. It was either one or the other.
Got it.
All right. So I think you won. But we'll talk about that next week.
And the thing is this, we will. But to speak of Baldur's Gate 3 on PS5 and the fact that I just downloaded it a week ago. Yeah, because it did come out for console, and I've been playing it almost to the very last act, essentially. I'm in like the last section on PC. You know, once you get to Baldur's Gate, the city, which I was always bitching about not getting there, finally got there. And on Steam and on my PC, part of it's development and on their side, and part of it's just my PC isn't super strong. But it just chugs like a motherfucker.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And because it's loading so many people and so many side quests and so many parts of the town, it's a massive city, that it's really kind of tricky to play. And I've just been dealing with it, you know, forever because I like the game so much. But the minute PS5 was ready, I was like, okay. And I think I texted you this, fucking cool as shit, cross-save.
Which blew my mind, honestly.
Yeah, PC to console. So I just had to do a couple things, log into my Larian account, do a couple other buttons, hit cross-save enabled or whatever. And it did take a minute. It had to, like, you know, populate. But then I turned on my PS5, and there it was, my save game. So I'm just playing it on there now. And it's so cool because everything just loads.
That, to me, is better than flying cars or the moving sidewalks or the Jetson shower where they scrub you and you just, like, stand on that remote control thing.
Yeah.
Like, just turning on your PC, starting your game, and then you transfer over to PS5 and your save is still there. That's amazing, dude. We are living in the future right now, man.
It's the future with some quirks. So anybody's doing that and listening to this and wants to do that, you have to do a couple of things. One, you have to log into your Larian account, like on Steam. You have to like open up your game on Steam and do a couple of things there. Then you have to log into it on PS5. Then you have to save your game on your Steam too, by the way. Like it kind of triggers it or whatever.
Yeah.
So you save a game like on your just Steam game or whatever, and then it takes like a half an hour or something. And so it's a little bit clunky, but it works. It's fucking cool. And the reason I bring it up is because, I think the graphics are a little less on the PS5, believe it or not, than on my PC.
But it runs better.
But it runs like everything's just loading, and it's like so cool. So
well, I mean, you and I, we're both performance, dude. Like when we get faced with that Sophie's choice of performance or quality, we always go performance. And so even in a game like, I mean, a slight drop in quality, so what? I bet you can barely even tell, dude. Like if everything moves smoothly and you're looking at it and there's so much on the screen, I think that's well worth the trade-off. And we swing that way anyway, so it seems like that's a win.
It is a win. Yeah. And I'm playing it right now. And by the way, capturing right now, when I was capturing on Steam, was kind of tricky. I was using OBS and stuff. And again, PS5, it's one button.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's very clean. And I don't want to throw Xbox under their bus, but I just recently was playing Starfield and a couple other games and trying to save, game footage, and it's just clunkier. Like it's just shittier.
You're right, dude. You're 100% right. It is. There's things about both consoles that are pros and cons, but when it comes to this, I think you're exactly right. That if you want to save some footage or whatever, I mean, PlayStation definitely has it much smoother.
It's just cleaner.
For sure.
Yeah. And then when you go back in, like to try to find it on your drive or is it on the shared network, and then you have to select them as you have to hit manage, and then you have to, it just feels like weird.
Yeah.
So,
it's strange, but yeah.
Okay. Anyways, that's it. Baldur's Gate 3 on PS5 is great if you have a console. It's on Xbox too. It's on everything.
It's on everything. Yeah.
Not Nintendo Switch.
Not Switch, but it's on everything else.
I think they're gonna try to port it though.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, because I think it's just gonna not run. But yeah, it's really fun on console, and I've been playing this this way forever. And if you look at any of my TikTok videos, you'll see that I've been using controller on Steam.
Yeah.
And so that's what it's just such a good view. Like it actually changes, I think, the view better on console. Right. Get it. Check it out.
Check that out. Okay, let me talk for a minute. Oh, I got to pause for a second. Just peek behind the curtain, folks. We're recording at like 3. It's almost 4 now. We usually record at like 11 in the morning. And I think I have been miscalculated because I think I'm getting hungry, dude.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, we're making steak salad tonight, and that's one of my favorite things to eat. And I'm like thinking about it as you're talking about Baldur's Gate, and I'm like, no, focus. Bro. Steak salad is not
Baldur's Gate made you hungry?
Well, I mean, no, just because you're talking about it, and I was like, okay, Baldur's Gate, but then my stomach was like, wait a minute, steak salad tonight, bro.
Yeah.
And then that just kind of took over my active memory, and I was like, started fantasizing about steak salad. But.
Nice. Well, let's talk about, actually, one of the games I could talk about is about food, so I'm sorry in advance.
That's fine. I'm power through. Anyway, just a quick peek behind the curtain because we are people. Yep. We are human beings with needs. Okay, let me talk, for a minute about Shotgun King, the final Checkmate. I heard about this from John over at Gaming in the Wild. Good friend John, good show. Please go check out his show if you haven't already. I'm sure you will love it if you love this show. So I heard him talking about it, and it got me curious. And so I went to go check it out. It's on Switch is where I'm playing it. I'm sure it's on PC. I don't know if it's on everything, but definitely on Switch for sure.
It's on PS5. I saw it.
Okay, perfect. This is exactly my favorite kind of game. This game is so smart and so well done. It's basically chess, but don't leave. Don't run
That's
away.
That's exactly why I left, by the way. So.
I know everybody's like, chess. Okay, here's the thing. They take chess and they add a little bit of wacky story to it. Basically, the Black King has pissed everybody off. Everybody's left him. His wife has left him. He seems like kind of an asshole. So his kingdom is crumbling. The white pieces are encroaching, and he's in trouble. So it's just him. No one else is there. So what does he do? Grabs a fucking shotgun is what he does. And so you go to the chessboard, and it's like the white pieces are on the white side, and it's just you on the black side, but you've got a shotgun.
Okay.
And so it goes kind of like chess, move by move, like white goes, black goes, white goes, black goes. And then when you get close enough, you pull up your trigger and you see the firing arc of your shotgun, and you can blow motherfuckers away. You just shoot them from a distance, right?
Weird.
So it sounds crazy, but it actually works so well. It is so fun. So what else is going on? It's also a roguelike. You have to get through 12 rounds to win the game. I have gotten consistently to 11 rounds. I have not finished it yet, and it drives me a little bit crazy, but I keep trying. This game is really good. So basically, every time you, like, the first round is nothing. You just, like, it's the king, you got your shotgun, the white pieces, no big deal. But after you finish one round, you get a choice of 2 options, and they're randomly generated. So, like, let's say, for example, the first option between rounds is your gun shoots further, but you get 1 less total ammo. And then the other option is 2 extra white pawns on the board, but they've got half life or something like that. Or, like, there's always like a pro and con to it, right? Like, you never get like OP or anything like that. And so as you go through the game, every round you get these conditions that add and add and add. So, like, in the beginning of the game, no big deal. You're just rocking them, steamrolling through the first 3 or 4 levels, no problem. But by the time you've had 3 or 4 rounds go by and you have to keep getting more of these pro and con choices, you may be stronger, but so are the other pieces, right? So, like, sometimes the pieces resurrect, or sometimes you're more powerful if you're on the edge of the board instead of the middle of the board, or sometimes there's like 4 queens on the board and they're like so deadly it's really hard to move. So there's all sorts of little conditions that add up. So the game gradually gets harder and harder as you go, in true roguelike fashion. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. The chaotic nature of getting new upgrades, new abilities, but also new challenges. The minute-to-minute, like, kind of rationalization of what your strategy is, using the best of what you got available, making the best of a bad situation. It's got all of the classic roguelike elements that I really enjoy. And this formula is so strange and so bizarre, and yet it works perfectly. It's so fun. And when you play it, it makes so much sense, and it's so natural. Everything about this game is really great. There's other options, little roguelike things. You can absorb abilities from other pawns and stuff. I don't want to make it sound too complicated, because it's not. It's super simple. But there's stuff to do. There's enough meat here so that a roguelike fan like myself feels like I am constantly being challenged. I am constantly using my brain in the way that only roguelikes can do, right? Like, it's all working as designed, as it should. Graphics are straightforward and simple. UI is straightforward and simple in a good way. Systems are easy to understand. Like, everything is just like all right there. It's just so well done. I have not finished one yet, but each run, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. That's perfect, dude. You don't want to be sinking hours into this. You want to just go through, and sometimes quicker, sometimes shorter, but, like, 5, 10, 15 minutes for a good run, then you can put it down. Maybe you win, maybe you didn't, but at least you did something. And there's also little unlocks to work towards, which I think are fun. And it's just a marvelously put together roguelike. The people who did this knew exactly what they were doing. They did exactly what they wanted to do. They cut out all the fat. This is great. If you love roguelikes, this is absolutely 100% one that you should check out. And it doesn't matter if you like chess or not. It's not really even about chess, even though it uses that format, and knowing a little bit of chess will help, but not necessary. It's really a roguelike that is small, bite-sized, and packed with flavor. This is great stuff.
Yeah, grid base, you could just call it, really. It's not,
exactly.
It seems less chess and more just like it's on a grid. By the way, this reminds me, so check it out.
Absolutely check it out.
But also reminds me of Archon. Did you play Archon?
Oh, I loved Archon back
One
in
of the
day,
greatest games ever. They should redo it. I don't
100%.
know why they haven't.
In fact, they have. They did once. They need to redo it again.
They did Archon 2, and they did some like for the PC back in then. You mean that, or did?
No, I think there was still another one even after that. I don't have it off the top of my head. We can look it up.
But basically, what that did is it made a kind of a chess checkers board kind of thing, similar to Battle Chess back in the day, which is just animated chess, but
which sucked.
Archon was different. Yeah, that sucked. Archon was like once you got on the square. Your 2 monsters, because you had like all these team of like different monsters and stuff.
Exactly.
They would fight, and you would actually do like a action moment. You would have to fight.
And if you were good, you could actually win battles that you otherwise wouldn't because you were better at controlling your monster, right?
Yeah, and you could be like a pawn in that world, which is like a little gnome or orc or something with a hammer,
Yeah.
And it could beat like one of the bigger ones because if you're smart about it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking great.
I love that game. Archon is the shit, dude. They got to remake it again. They
do. Please, someone out there.
All right. So anyway, check out Archon. We're going to look up if they whatever the most recent version of it was. Also, check out Shotgun King, the final Checkmate. It's fantastic. It's great on Switch as well. Perfect Switch game. So thumbs up for sure. Okay, moving on. Carlos, you love some FMV. I love some FMV. We love Wales Interactive. They are basically single-handedly reviving the FMV genre. I think that's a pretty fair statement, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, they're doing it. They're bringing it back. They have put out a lot of FMV games recently, and many of them I have really deeply enjoyed. I know you've enjoyed quite a few as well.
I've enjoyed a bunch, and we have definitely reviewed every one of them.
Like, we definitely have. We
might be the only podcast who reviewed all of them.
Very possible. We love. So before I say anything else, We love Wales Interactive.
Uh-oh.
We love what they're doing with FMV games. We're behind this 100%. We are in their camp.
Yeah.
We are supporting them. We want this to happen. We are their fans.
Yeah, wait, let me do another
sure.
early one too then.
Yes, go ahead.
Before I start talking about it.
Go ahead.
Man, Wales Interactive, you're pretty great. You know that?
They are great.
We like a lot of your games, you know.
Many of them.
I think you should keep making games.
100%.
And this is my promo to say, you know, thumbs up, all right? In my camp, FMV, thumbs up. That's my prelude.
Absolutely. This modern FMV, I am also thumbs up 100%.
Yep.
Keep doing what you're doing, Wales.
Keep doing it.
I'm going to wear the shirt. I'm going to make a mug. We're going to be your friends. We love you.
Mm-hmm.
Love your games. Love this. But I think, do we have the same butt coming
here?
We
have the same butt. It's exactly the same shape. It's weird, but it's true.
Which is very strange.
Yeah.
Very strange. So, okay. Do you want to lead off? You should lead off. I just talked. Isle Tide Hotel. It's an FMV from Wales Interactive. It's not made by Wales. I believe they are publishing it.
Which is different. Which
is different. Which is different. So they're publishing this. It's made by someone else, and I believe I had the information a second ago. But the people who made this have made other FMV games. I'm pretty sure.
Look it up for me because
I will look it up.
I'll explain what it is. And
you look
it up.
You explain it up, and I'll look it up.
It's a publisher. Publisher is different than development people. So remember that. So whoever did this, which Brad's finding, made a game, and here's my synopsis of it. I think this is perfectly accurate. Although you have to remember. You have to understand what movies were in the 80s, but it is Eyes Wide Shut mixed with David Lynch, mixed with old 80s and 90s films, weirdness. Like there's independent films in the 80s and 90s that feel like this movie. Oh, yes. I'm sorry, Game.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's also kind of a little bit horror-ish, but not really. It just feels like Eyes Wide Shut and David Lynch. The person's trying to make a film like that in a way that's an interactive game. But for me, and I want to go on this tangent real quick, but I watched all the VHS movies back in the day on VHS at the time they came out from Blockbuster, and a ton of the indie films were like this game.
Yeah.
Do you remember those? I mean, you're the only person I could talk to.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like you would go into like a Blockbuster or Hollywood Video or something, and all you'd have to go on was the cover.
Yeah.
And whatever you could read, like the one paragraph in the back of the box. And a lot of these, they were hurting for content. So like a lot of these VHS places would get B tier and C tier movies because they were getting produced. They needed to put something on the shelves, right?
Something on the shelves. Yeah.
A lot of these were just like, you had no idea what you were going to get, man. Could be good, could be miserable.
And a lot of the miserable ones, because the horror ones, were funny because they were so badly produced. So anyways, that's the general vibe I get from this game, which is not a great thing because it just feels like disjointed and weird, and I don't know what's happening a lot of times. But yeah, the general idea is that you're a guy who is going to a, in quote, hotel, this area, this building, and you're trying to rescue your daughter from this place. And that's kind of all you have to go on.
Yeah.
But the problems start from the very fucking beginning because the very first scene ever is akin to the rest of this game / movie, is that it just doesn't make any sense.
It's so confusing, right?
There's a woman, there's an older woman kind of smashing things in an apartment. There's a younger woman who comes home. Then she attacks her. The older woman attacks the younger woman. She injects her with something. All the words that are said don't make sense. Like nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
And everything is unbelievable. This is a through line for my review, is that nothing in this story connects or feels believable or earned.
Yeah.
And so everything that happens, you can't be invested in because you're A, confused, and B, you don't care enough.
You're saying this stuff out loud.
Yeah.
You're literally reading my notes verbatim.
That's
like literally
awesome.
Everything you said in the order you said it is exactly my notes.
We had the same butt.
We do, and that's why we have the same notes.
Butt, yeah. The same shape butt is also a funny podcast name.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah, I just think that I don't even want to, I guess, spoil it, but the idea is he goes into a place that isn't really a hotel. It's just kind of like this organization that feels like an Eyes Wide Shut kind of, there's a lot of rules and a lot of things that are going on in there.
Like a secret society kind of
Secret society, and there's like procedures you're supposed to do. And he's just got to play along with it to try to find his daughter. But all the, motivations and the reasons why he's doing that or they're doing it, it's just weird. Doesn't make sense. And the timing's weird because at some point you have like all the time in the world to do things like research and search, a room because it's an adventure game. But then like all the stuff that was going on kind of takes a back seat to that. But again, my main concern is that nothing's believable. The main character you meet who's helping you kind of find your daughter, so ridiculous.
Oh my God.
It's insane. She's like punching people. It just doesn't make any sense. It just bothers me.
Yes. Literally nothing you said makes any sense, and I think that's exactly right because this game doesn't really make sense. It's weird because you can kind of see the shape of what they're going for, but I mean, just to be perfectly blunt, and again, Wales, I love you. The performances here are terrible. These are really bad performances. I don't think any of them are believable. And it's almost like I was waiting for it to get funny because that was really the only way that this was going to work with these performances. It's not funny, like, at all. They're serious, but the performances are so bad. It's like watching like a high school play or something where no one really knows what their character is about, and they don't even know why they're saying the lines they're saying them, and it's just none of it clicked. Like it starts off confusing, it continues confusing, and the performances are so bad you're just like, what the hell? What is even happening here? Like, I will say also, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but like with FM games, and especially modern FMV games, I need them to be a little bit more interactive. Like, it's not enough to just watch something for a long time and then make one choice. Like, I want to be choosing dialogue a little bit more often. I want to be choosing actions a little bit more often. And many of the other Wales games do this. Like, I think a lot of them are really good examples of doing that, or like branching choices. And you kind of feel like more invested, or you see how people react to things. Like, Wales has done all this stuff before. So it's not necessarily a Wales problem. It's a this game problem. But like real talk, dude, real talk. I was in a section that was so long of me not doing anything, my Xbox went into sleep mode.
Oh, jeez.
It literally did. I'm not even joking. That's not hyperbole. I was like waiting and waiting and waiting, watching the sequence come out, and it was like my screen got dark, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's been too long. Like, and what you're watching is just like not great. Like, it's funny because to contrast this with Goodbye Volcano High, which I just talked about last episode, and I gave it a 9 out of 10. A lot of Goodbye Volcano High is just watching. But that is so fucking compelling. The voices are great. Performances are great. Story is great. You're into it. You feel invested. You really want to know what happens. And there's also stuff to do. Like, there's a music mini game. There's dialogue choices. There's surprising things that happens. So you feel like you're in it, even though that is primarily a watching experience. I feel like Isle Tide Hotel is primarily a watching experience. And I was like checking my phone. I was like talking to my kid. I was like looking out the window. I was like, this is so boring. I don't care about anything that's going on here. None of this matters. None of it is landing. None of it has weight.
Dude, put it right next to what I just recently played, 10 Dates, also by Wales. Mm-hmm. And I was all in, and I liked my choice. And to your point earlier, like, I feel like I had a choice.
Yeah.
In this game, it literally was just like, do the things and then move on. I didn't feel like my choices had any, relevance. And also, I wasn't invested. I was invested in 10 Dates because it was like me getting a date, obviously.
Right.
And the setup was good. But even like the Complex, was that their first one, I think?
The Complex was great.
So good. And I had a different ending than yours, and it felt like, we did these decisions, and it made, there was a lot of stakes.
Was it the other one? Was it Night Shift? Is that what it's called? The one where the guy's like, he's going on a crazy...
Book.
No, not that one. It's the one where the parking lot attendant like takes a car, and they do all sorts of like action, whatever. There was a bunch. Like, bottom line, Wales has done a lot of great ones. This is not a great one.
Yeah, again, it's just too disjointed. That's what I wrote down most of the time. It's just like, I don't know what's going on, and I'll spare you the ending, which we both got to, right?
Hell no, dude. I bailed out halfway. I was like, I got so bored. I couldn't.
I was hate finishing it.
Oh, were you? Okay.
The hate's a strong word, but I was like, I need to see what the heck this is all about because it just was so confusing.
Yeah.
I will mini spoiler right now.
Okay, if anybody doesn't want to get spoiled, please jump ahead like 2 minutes.
I think there is multiple endings, but mini spoiler, and this is not even saying much, but like I got a bad ending. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I liked that at least I had some sort of finality to it.
Yeah.
But the reason is because I got tired. It like wore me out.
Yeah.
And literally near the end of the game, there's this thing. I won't spoil what it is. But there's all these things you could do, or you could just give up. I literally hit give up.
Yeah.
And I got a bad ending.
When I quit, I was like, I got to at least power this through. It's probably only 2 or 3 hours. I got to at least see it. But I got to the point where I caught myself clicking through dialogue because I didn't give a shit. And it's like, if you're not watching the dialogue, there's nothing else to this game. Like, and I'm like, okay, I need to just stop because I'm not even watching what's going on here because I just don't care that much.
Yeah.
And I stopped because I just didn't care. But like, I love FMV. Wales has had many hits. I love this whole movement that they're doing. I think this is not an indictment of FMV at all, but this particular game, miserable.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. And I did like the guy's performance, actually. I didn't think it was that bad. And the other thing I want to say, another positive real quick, is the guy at the bar. I like him a lot, that actor. I thought his part was really cool. Now, maybe you didn't do this side
I don't
thing.
think I got that. I don't think I did that part.
So I went to this guy at the bar, and he was trying to like change the whole system.
Oh no, I did talk to that guy. Yeah,
and I liked him, and he was like, we could create another word, and it'll change the rules. And then later on, this actually is a good review part of it. So like, he's the most interesting thing to me in this whole game, including my own daughter, who's not awake, by the way. She's drugged. And so he's interesting because he's going to take down the system. I'm like, oh, I'll do this side mission, I get to the very end. Again, this is still the minor spoiler. And he tells me to get away from him. Like all the work that we kind of did together, he's like, get away. I failed. Get away. So I couldn't even like see it to the end,
Couldn't even finish that little side story.
Yeah. And I was like, I like that character. So I liked him. Anyways, the last thing I'll say in closing is that this game is also Inland Empire. David Lynch again. There's so many like hints to what they want to be. A Lynch kind of film at times, creepy and quiet and stuff. But Inland Empire never like connects. It's just like stream of consciousness. It keeps going.
Yeah.
And that movie bothered me because it made me anxious. And so this reminded me of that. So if you didn't like Inland Empire, don't play this game.
I did not see Inland Empire, but I am familiar with David Lynch's other works and stuff. I mean, to me, this just felt like. I've heard some people call this like Twin Peaks ish or something, and I'm like, no, this is like somebody was. I get what they're going for, but you're so far off from where you're trying to get to that you probably would have been better off doing something completely different. It's just not even in the ballpark. So anyway, okay, Isle Tide Hotel. That is a thumbs down from me. I'm assuming it's a thumb down from you too.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, sorry, Wales. Try again. Try again. We want to see you try again. We'll go back and do something else. We still love it. We still love you, but this was not it. So, all right, Carlos Nour, Nour. You said you were very excited about this one. I have never heard of it. I don't know anything about it. So why don't you fill us in on Nour?
It's like literally one of the first games I wishlisted on PS5.
Really?
Yeah, because this and a couple that are still not out. I watched it in either a magazine, because I do get magazines still, Edge magazine or something, or a YouTube video. But I'd seen this guy, I think it's just a one-guy developer. It's called Terrifying Jellyfish. I'm not sure if he has other people that help him. Maybe he does. But I saw some sort of article on it, and it was just someone who was like, I just want to like make this fun, relaxing experience where you play with your food. And I was like, I'm in. That seems fun to me. I like physics stuff, and I like food. And here's where Brad's stomach starts grumbling.
No, don't remind me about my steak salad. I'm trying not to think about it.
Well, I'll talk about other foods. But that's what this game is. It's just like a chunk of different environments that you open up, or there's like this table, and there's all these little plates, and you kind of go through each plate and open it up, and it opens up a level, and now there's a new experience there.
Is this like first person, or what are we talking about here? I don't even know.
There's no people. It's just, you're looking down at a diorama of stuff, right?
Like kind of a God's eye view or something?
I guess first person. God's eye view. We've never used that on the podcast. What the fuck is
kind of like when you do like a sim or something. I have literally no idea what we're even talking. I have no frame of reference for this game.
There's food in front of you, and you can manipulate it with physics. That's it. First person, I guess that's what that means. Yeah. But when I think first person, I think you're walking through an environment and, doing things. That's not this. It's just like a simulation, right? So you are looking at something. It's in front of you, and it's food, and it's physics-based. Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, I'm watching the trailer, and they're not even showing the game in the trailer. They're showing like a person. Okay, so yeah, it's like first person.
Okay.
You're just looking at food objects that are in front of you. So it's kind of like a very abstract presentation.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to think of another game like it, but it's similar to like a game where there's a puzzle in front of you. It's like a little, and you're just kind of looking at it.
Yeah.
But anyways, you cycle through all these different plates, and each plate is a different experience, and you go into that experience and then play with your food. And again, I don't know what the winning is. That's not the idea of this game.
So this is just a goofy screw around physics experiment kind of thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
But there's like so many different types of things. One, there is kind of a rhythm to it because there's music playing. So if you start getting good at how you maneuver these things, you can actually like, kind of follow the rhythm of the song.
Gotcha.
But really, it's about making stuff and making a cool plate or weird things. And then there's picture mode, so you can take a picture of it too. I think it's really cool. There's one con that I did not see because, I had just seen videos of it and pictures and I didn't know how it played. But some of the controls are wonky. And it sucks because this is a fun thing to do. And a lot of the experience is fun. Like there's one ability called the magnet, so you can pick up all the things that are on the plate and move them around a little bit. You're making hamburgers. You're making, weird things with donuts, ice creams inside bathtubs and stuff, just weird things. You can enlarge and shorten things, like make them bigger and smaller. So a big hamburger, a big pancake or whatever. And then there's things like you can grind things. So you can like grind up all the stuff. Like you can grind a donut up. You can grind meat up and stuff like that. So all of it's fun and weird and you take pictures of it. But some of the controls are so like difficult. And I just found myself frustrated in being able to do the fun shit. And that's fucking shitty because this is like, that's all the game is,
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching this video. It seems like all you're doing is just screwing with 3D models of food and doing weird stuff with it, which, I mean, if that's your goal, you need to have that to be absolutely frictionless. I mean, you don't need people struggling unless the struggle is part of it. This doesn't seem like a getting up sort of a thing. Or
no,
like
it's not supposed to be.
Baby steps thing. No.
You're taking pictures, like there's like if you look at some things on Steam, like some of the pictures, it's like hundreds of burgers and like, a room full of toasters with weird toast coming out of them. And then you do things to the toast. It's like whatever you could think of, you can do. You can make also like nice pictures of things, right? There's people that like that too. What's that game where you like design a room, It's coming out soon, actually. So you don't know what it is, but there's a game where you like just design a room and like that's the whole game.
Sure.
Because you want to like, you don't have that room. You want to like make your own aesthetics.
Yeah, it makes you feel good inside to be able to create something and whatever trauma, this will soothe that by just letting you play with the stuff. Yes.
Or you don't have to have trauma, but yes. But yeah, that's the kind of fun of it. So I think on Steam, on the PC, it might be easier because you're using a mouse. And maybe that's why it took so long to come out on console. But that's it's just kind of a preview because I'm still messing with it. It's just that I get a little frustrated on the console. Is this Xbox as well, or is it just PlayStation? I don't know.
No idea.
Okay. But on PS5, it's a little difficult. So it's a pro and a con. I really like what he built or they built. And it's weird. I don't think it's a game for you at all.
No, I'm so checked out of this.
You're so out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think for people who like designing rooms and things like that, and it's also just kind of relaxing. So like if you're playing like super intense games, like a lot of us are, and you just want to kind of, mind numb yourself, I think that's a thing.
It's funny because like you're describing this as relaxing and I totally get 100% what you're saying, but like it kind of just goes to show how many different kinds of people there are in the world, right? Because for me, if I'm playing something like this and there's like no win state, it's just like a play state, it actually ramps me up and gets me upset because I feel like I'm wasting my time because there's no win condition. I'm not checking anything off. I'm not finishing anything. I'm not achieving anything. And that to me feels like a giant waste of time. Whereas I know a lot of people like that, where they're just like, oh, just to manipulate something or play with something is relaxing. But it just goes to show that not relaxing for me is relaxing for someone else or something like that.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
totally.
Yeah.
And, the other thing I want to say, though, is besides the different vibe that you might have to have for this game, it does have secrets, too. So, like sometimes they just don't tell you what buttons do. And I kind of like that because, like, all of a sudden I hit this other button and, like, something crazy happened,
Oh, I hate that. I detest it.
I know. Again, these are all things that Brad doesn't want to do. But for other people, that is kind of interesting. And it feels like it could be really good on mobile, too, like a relaxing experience.
Sure.
So, yeah, like there's a ray gun. You can zap your food and stuff. It's just weird. I remember following it a long time ago and thinking it would be interesting. My only con is that on the console, it's just a little tricky with the controller. But if you like weird things like that, they're kind of relaxing experiences, then check it out.
There you go. Nour, Nour. All right, let me talk for just a minute about Arcade Paradise. Did you play this?
Oh, I'm typing in. I don't think I did. Arcade Paradise.
Arcade Paradise. It's on Game Pass right now. As I kind of alluded to earlier today, I was looking to get into a new game, and I wanted to talk to you first. So I popped in Arcade Paradise. It's been on my to playlist like forever, and I checked to see if it was still on Game Pass, and it was. So I just downloaded it real quick. It's really, I've heard a lot of really good things about it, and I think it's really cool. I don't know that it's exactly for me, but I think it is pretty cool. Basically, it's a first-person experience where you play a kid, 17 or 18 years old. You are gender neutral. You show up because your dad's like fucking hassling you, and he wants you to get a job. And so they're like, get a job, make something with your life, blah, 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 whatever. So you go to this laundromat, this crappy piece of shit coin-operated laundromat that your dad owns. It looks like it's in a really bad part of town. You get off the bus to get there. There's like trash on the street, like barbed wire fence. Like it looks like a really burned out part of LA or something. It just looks really gross. So you go inside this laundromat. It's full of trash. You pick up the trash, and then you start working there. You have to, like, people drop off laundry. It just appears on a shelf. You take the laundry off a shelf. You put it in a washer. Then the timer goes. When it's done, you take it out. You put it in a dryer. And then when that's done, you put it back on the shelf. Somebody picks it up. And they pay you money. So that's what you start off with. But then as you get through the first 5 or 10 minutes, you go to the back room, and there's a bunch of arcade games back there. And you're like, oh shit, arcade games. What's up with this? And like every arcade game in here that you see, you can play. So there's all these arcade games. There's one that's like a Mr. Driller clone. There's a Pac-Man clone that actually has a GTA skin on it, which is really funny. There's a couple other like arcade games or whatever. So you're back there, and the story goes, well, fuck this. My dad has me doing this dumbass laundry job, but if I turn this place into an arcade, I'm going to be making all kinds of money, right? So that's like the whole premise, is like you want to turn your laundry into an arcade. So you have to earn money by doing the grunt work of clean up the garbage, maintain the machines, like actually do the laundry, and then open up the door in the back so people can get to the back and play the arcade games. And then as you collect money, you can buy more arcade machines, put those in, and then like the income gradually grows from having those arcade machines back there. You'll have to expand. At one point, I got to the point in the game, which is really early, where you need to knock down a wall, but you can't have your dad know, because he's going to like put the kibosh on the whole thing. So you got to knock out one of the back walls so he can't see it when he shows up. You want to like expand your arcade in the back so everybody who's in the know will go back there and play your arcade games, and that's where the real money comes from. And you got laundry in the front. It's really weird. It's really cool and strange, and I like it. And I like the idea of becoming like this arcade tycoon. So like every day is kind of the same thing. Open up the store, clean up the garbage, scrape gum off the fucking chairs, which I fucking hate.
Yeah.
Just like real life.
By the way, I did that as a janitor once.
Sucks.
Scraping off that
sucks.
gum. Yeah, it's terrible.
But then like you get you go collect all the quarters from the machines, drop them off in the safe, do the laundry while you're waiting for things to happen, let people come in. So you're just kind of like building this arcade from the ground up, from scratch, right? So I think it's actually really fucking cool. I like the idea. I like the concept a lot, and I may come back to it. The only thing that I kind of was noping out on a little bit was like actually doing the grunt work of like doing the laundry and stuff. I'm like, okay, I get it. And I wanted to kind of like fast forward through that part a little bit.
Yeah.
But I get, I'm sure it's to make you feel like you're achieving something, right? Like when the arcade starts making more money than the laundry, you can be like, okay, cool. I'm working less. I'm earning more money. The American dream is happening for me. I'm building it with my own hands. I'm bootstrapping myself. I totally get it. And if you just fast forwarded through, you wouldn't have that same sense of achievement, right? Like you got to go through the bad stuff so you can appreciate the good stuff, right?
Right. But you're playing the games too, right? Because you can play the
You don't have to.
games.
You totally don't have to. You can if you want to. But like after you get your laundry going, like a 3-minute timer goes off, a real-time 3-minute, and you're just waiting for the laundry. And if you're waiting, fuck it, I go play a game. Go play a game. You go play like the Pac-Man, or you go play the Mr. Driller, or whatever it is. You can buy a bunch of different ones. And you just go play the games and come back and do the laundry, and then, as you go. So I get it. I get what they're doing. I think it's fucking cool. Like, I think this is a really cool game. I just need them to get, like, through this opening section a little faster, because I'm getting tired of doing laundry. Dude. And I get it. They want you to be tired of it, right? It makes sense that you're tired of it. But I'm like, achieved. I am tired of it now. I'm ready to do something else. You know what I mean?
Dude, you know what? You just kind of described my review of the food game.
Kind
in a
of,
way.
yeah.
This really feels like that weird, interesting pairing because I don't want to do any of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm watching it right now on the video, and I don't want to do any of that.
Yes.
And he has a Palm Pilot and stuff. It seems like a fun little moment, for like an hour kind of experience. But yeah, I don't want to. Like I do enjoy like playing with my food in this the other game, but yeah, I don't want to do any of these menial tasks at all.
Yeah. I mean, and that's kind of the thing. Like, you really got to role play a little bit. Like, you really have to invest yourself mentally into the whole, okay, I've been handed this turkey and I'm going to turn this into a golden goose. And how do I get there is like sweat equity, right? So I got to I got to do the work. I got to build it up. And when you save up enough money for a new arcade machine, you're like, oh, dope. I got a new arcade machine, get to play that game, set it in the back. And that means you're going to be making more money. So you know it's only on the up and up. And so, like, I totally get it. Like, I feel like it's all put together correctly. And I like it. I just need the initial grunt work part to be a little bit quicker because I'm kind of burning out on doing the laundry, and I'm wanting to get to the good stuff. You can move the machines around, you can play around with like the difficulty where they even tell you like, if it's too easy, then people are not going to play this one, but if it's too hard, they're going to nope out. You got to find the sweet spot for each one, and so you're like adjusting the difficulty on like the switches inside the arcade machine, and you can put a bad arcade machine next to a good one. And when people are bored of waiting for the good one, they'll put money in the bad one because they're standing right there, right? So there's all these little, like, cool little arcade tricks. And you and me grew up in the arcades, right? We've been in the arcade a million times. It's on point. I just don't want to do laundry anymore. So if I can get over the laundry hump, I feel like I'm in good shape. Right. But I feel like this is really fucking interesting. It's really cool. I like the concept. I feel like it's all on point, and it's on Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, check it out. You're not really losing anything, Yeah,
and I like the concept. Again, I always applaud like different things like that. So it's really interesting and cool. I think I would like the sim management part of it more. And now I'm gonna like immediately go to Steam and look if there's any like arcade simulator because I'm sure there is. But, like a sim arcade, place.
Yeah.
Like that part of it when you describe that seems interesting, but I don't want to do the other stuff. So,
well, I am sure that within another hour or two, I'll have enough money from the arcade machines that I can get rid of the laundry. The whole thing will be this fucking badass arcade, and I'll feel proud that I built it. But like, it's just that beginning part where I'm like, oh, this really sucks. Just like real life, dude. When you're trying to build up your practice with your work, or you're trying to get through the boring stages and work your way up the ladder, or and we've all, I'm sure, if you've had a job, you've gone through the same experience of being the new guy and working your way up, or the new person and working your way up. So it's effective. It's effective, and I think it works. But I'm almost 50, dude. I don't want to do the grunt work anymore. I want to just get to the good stuff. So.
Dude, you just made me, all you know is this game just made a sale for Arcade Tycoon. Because I'm in Steam right now, just about it to add to cart because it's $10. And Arcade Tycoon, here we come.
The Arcade Paradise developers are like, no,
he went the opposite way. By the way, Arcade Tycoon came out in 2021, not too old. Very positive reviews, $10 on Steam. Just saying.
But also, I do really like Arcade Paradise. I think it's fucking cool. I just don't know that I want to invest in doing the laundry. But anybody else listening, like, give it a shot. Check it out. I think it's a really cool idea, and I bet it's going to feel amazing once you get that arcade up and off, rolling once it's successful. So I'm not counting it out just yet. I just need to take a break from doing laundry because I do a lot of laundry in my real life, and I don't need to do any when I'm playing game. You know what I mean? Again, and to your point, echoing, kudos to anybody trying something different. So lots of it look cool. So very cool. Okay, Eternights, ETERKNIGHTS. I guess, is that right? No. What is it? I think it's just Eter and the Nights because it's a dating sim. Oh, is it like NIGHT? Yeah, it's Eter and then NIGHTS. 2 words or 1 word? 1 word. Okay, so so no K. We're not talking medieval armor. We're talking nights. The sun has gone down. You're going on a date at night. Got you. It's a dating RPG. Thank you for that clarification. Okay, got it. In quotes RPG. Eternights. I don't know anything about it. I'm going to Google it right now. What is going on, sir? I saw this in some sort of direct years ago. And again, one of those things where I put it on my wish list. And now it's here. Yeah, so I liked it because why I originally wish listed it because it's, dating RPGs. Hard to come by. We've talked about all of them probably because there's not many of them. Wait. I'm confused. Yes. Let's stop from... So this is... Is it a dating game that has a little bit of RPG, or is this like an RPG that has a little bit of dating in it? Well, I'm about to tell you. I don't even know how to even think about this game. That? I'm looking at the screenshots. I don't know what the fuck is going on here, dude. I have no idea.
Yeah, the screenshots look like an action adventure game.
They look like an action RPG.
Action RPG maybe, yeah. Which is why I originally saw that early trailer and it showed that kind of gameplay, and I was like, oh my goodness, if it's a game like that and, just about the RPG and then there happens to be dating, like one of your options, I was like, I'm so excited. I don't know what this game is. So to answer your question, it's both. Okay. But it starts off with, you and your buddy, trying to get dates on an app on your phone. This is all, cutscenes or third person is the style.
Okay.
Anime style, whatever. It looks like anime. And it starts...
It looks like generic anime, I must say. It's very generic.
Yeah, it's very generic. But it's got a cool color palette. It's very purpley and blue, and I kind of like it.
Okay.
So anyways, you're just doing kind of almost cringy things, like... You have some choices, and you're talking to your buddy, and he's like, "Which kind of ladies do you like?" And you're like, "Oh, this." It feels weird and not, great. If a little cringy, but you're trying to find like these, people to date, and then you pick a date. I don't know if there's multiple options, but it doesn't matter because whatever date you're trying to go on, all of a sudden the news comes on, and it's like, "Oh, there's like an outbreak of, something bad, monsters." Go into a bunker, and that was not what I was expecting because I thought it was gonna be like straight up going on actual dates and then doing some RPG stuff. But no, you immediately go into the bunker. It's just monsters outside. It's just bad. You meet two other women. You're two guys. You meet two other women, and they're in like this underground area where you've been hiding, and they join your party, and you kind of say things to them about like if you say something good, it's like +1 confidence or whatever. And things like that happen, but you're not going on a fucking date, that's for sure. Because it's like the end of the world now, right? And now it switches to fighting mode. And this is a minor spoiler, but it's the very beginning of the game. You get like a magical arm, and it's a sword, and now you get to fight monsters. Also, another girl in the world who... in the real world is a pop star. She's got magical powers she just shows up with all of a sudden. So everything, speaking of the Isletide Hotel kind of, doesn't feel like believable or like I don't know why any of this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And where I would normally just be like okay with that in an RPG, like a medieval RPG or something, this set it up to be like a real world thing where me and my buddy are looking for dates, But now it's like throwing all this extra stuff. And a magical woman shows up and says, I have to save the world. And I know that's par for the course on RPG.
Sure.
I don't think I'm explaining enough or better or good. But what it is it just doesn't feel... It feels disjointed. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be focusing on. Like, am I supposed to be impressing people? Am I supposed to be getting better at the button combos because it's a combo-based RPG section? Yeah, so it just kind of jumps back and forth between talking to women. There's only one option, I think, because I'm a guy. I don't think I could pick a girl.
Mm-hmm. So you can't choose gender. There's not the other side of it.
Yeah, I don't think so. I can't say for sure, but I can't say for sure. But yeah, I just don't know what I'm doing. It's mainly an RPG to go, short answer, long way to say it, because I'm just doing a lot of the fighting and button pressing and blah blah, and fighting monsters. But then at some point there's downtime and we kind of talk to the women. I might not have got far enough. Maybe this is all just a prelude, But I played a lot. I played a very long time, and it doesn't feel like a dating game right now. That's the short intro to what I think about this game.
I mean, I'm looking at okay, so I was confused that you were even playing this because I'm looking this up and I'm like, this looks generic as fuck. It looks just like if you had say, Brad, here is a piece of paper and a pen and some crayons. Please draw for me a Japanese anime flavored action RPG. I would draw this game. That's what it would look like because everybody, like the characters are really generic. The action looks really generic. The world looks very generic. And I'm like, what's even happening? And I just like, your description is like nowhere near anywhere, even like remotely raising my interest or anything. It's just like, what is this? I don't get it, man. So you have gone on no dates or anything, right? Like
no, the dating part is that you're still trying to like get to know these women, and there's probably going to be more people I meet along the way, but it's just in the story of the RPG, And where that could work when it comes to like side missions and, big games that we play.
Yeah.
Like it's a romance, moment or whatever. This one, I just don't know if I'm doing good. And also, it's just weird because how do I care about this person who now has magic powers, It's not like a normal date anymore.
It just sounds like a bunch of like tropey shit thrown together without really grounding it or without really having a unique hook. And then the word dating bolted onto the end. I mean, none of this is remotely sounding like a good time to me at all.
Well, I'll tell you the two things that are really the biggest detractors. And by the way, I bought this with my own money. Didn't get a code.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
And it's not a full, super $50 game or whatever. I think it's $20 or $30. But the two issues I have, one is the biggest one I just try to explain, which is I just don't know where I fit in this world because I thought it was a different game, and then it made it like this is the end of the world. Now you're fighting, and also talk to the girls along the way. I was like, okay. And then secondly, it's a lot of that hit the button the right time bullshit.
Ugh, no.
Not all the time. You can just do action combat, But if you want to do certain dodges, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, I was missing those combos. So both of those things bothered me. I don't know if I'll continue. This is
sounds
made
like a
for
not
me.
Continue. This sounds
no,
like a
I know, but
continue.
you can see how it should be made for me. Like
Absolutely.
RPG, dating. I'm just so disappointed.
Yeah, I see the elements are there, but again, the elements are just kind of there. Like it doesn't sound like it holds together. I'm not hearing a through line. I'm not hearing a hook. It's just like, well, we like anime and we like action and we like dating and mush it all together. Game.
Mush it all together, but again, the disjointed part of it, like, where should my focus be?
Yeah.
On the weird, truly anime RPG moment, which it seems like it's mainly that, or like the dating element, and so. I don't know.
All right, that is Eternights. Eternights. I don't know.
I was so much more excited about that than it turned out to be.
Sorry, man.
It's okay.
Sorry. All right, final game of the episode coming up. I hate to end on a bummer, but I will.
2 bummers. Jeez.
I know that sucks. I'm sorry, but on the plus side, a lot of people like this one. I think I'm an outlier on this one. Gunbrella. This just came out from, I want to say Devolver. Is that right?
I don't know.
That sounds like Devolver to me.
One.
And I like Devolver. I think their place in the industry is great. I'm glad that they're there. I like a lot of their games. I'm glad that they take the swings that they swing for. This one to me just didn't quite click. So it's
real quick though. Just like with Wales Interactive, Devolver is the publisher.
Yeah.
So
they're not the developer of the publisher.
The developer is Doinksoft, by the way.
Yeah.
And so it's on that.
Okay, so Gunbrella. It is a 2D pixel-based like little indie game where you have a guy and he's got a gun, and as you might imagine, it's also an umbrella. I watched trailers of this, and it looked pretty cool, but I think the trailers kind of give it a little bit of a different vibe than what it actually is. I kind of thought I was getting in for like a reflexy kind of a shooty actiony game, and it is that thing, but it's also kind of like a walk around and talk to villagers and kind of backtrack sort of a game, which isn't what I was thinking it was going to be. So maybe part of its expectations.
Mm-hmm.
But basically you're this guy, I don't even know what the story's about. Just like something happens and you got to help out these villagers. Everybody's got a different little side quest, find my friend or go get me this thing or whatever. It's pretty minor, but basically you're going up against this like cult who's doing some, I don't know, like weird Cthulhu stuff or whatever. What to even say about it? I guess I just don't understand this game or really what they're going for, because in a game like this where you're seeing the umbrella, you're seeing the gun, you're jumping, to me, like that's the kind of game where you want to get into a flow state, right? Where you like, in my head, I'm like, jump, glide with the umbrella, block with the umbrella, do like whatever. Like you should be like feeling like the controller is like an extension of your body. And maybe that is for some people, but for me, I felt like I was fighting the controls in this game like constantly, and I never found a good groove for me to be in, and I just kept stopping and starting and stopping and not really getting along with what was happening. There's countering in this game, which I wasn't super thrilled about. When you control it, it's like the umbrella doesn't snap to home exactly. And what I mean by that is you'll like jump and you open up the umbrella to kind of glide as you would expect. But then like when you land, like it doesn't always like the umbrella doesn't come back down in front of you like a gun sometimes. Sometimes it is and sometimes it didn't. And I couldn't quite figure out like what was going on. Like everything about the controls just felt slightly off to me. And so I would often like my umbrella would be pointing the wrong way and I didn't quite groove with that. Sometimes you got to do this double jump and I don't understand why there even was a double jump where it seems like every jump should be mapped to the umbrella. Like you can sometimes jump up really high with the umbrella, but then sometimes you have to like wall jump with a jump button that's different from the umbrella. And then like once you jump from the wall, then you do the umbrella. Like it just, the whole thing just felt like there was one layer too many for me and it just didn't satisfy. There's also kind of a weird thing where you can like precision aim, but that means moving your hand to a different position than it is when you're just using the run around and actiony platformy position, which is kind of weird. I don't know. I just couldn't wrap my brain around this game. Like the graphics are pretty cute. The idea of a gun and umbrella. I mean, that's automatically gold right there. I mean, I was already halfway sold hearing the word Gunbrella, right? You're like, oh, that sounds fun. I'm in. But just like something about the controls just didn't work. I didn't like the way the guy moved. Didn't like the way the Gunbrella worked. I just didn't like the way it felt. And that's a pretty big deal when you're playing a game that is somewhat actiony like this. I will also say that I wasn't really sold on like the level design. There's a lot of levels where you move kind of screen by screen and there's just not much going on there. Like sometimes there's like one or two enemies or something and then you move on. And then I feel like there should be more happening. Like my hands wanted to be busier. So I guess it's a good thing that it wasn't as busy as I wanted it to be because I never really jived with the controls. But if I did jive with the controls, if I did get into that flow state, I would want to be doing more things. I would want to be like jump, block, shoot, glide, like you would want to be kind of like high energy. And I don't think this game is as high energy as it looks from trailers. Like I was kind of puzzled at how like inert a lot of the levels felt, like how I was like walking around and talking to a person. And then I don't know. It just didn't come together for me. I just didn't find the fun of it. I didn't find the flow state. Didn't think the quests were interesting. I didn't think the writing was very good. So it just didn't click. And it's a shame because it looks really cute to me. And like I said, the idea of a gun combo umbrella is gold.
Yeah.
It just didn't work. But I got to be honest, man. A lot of people that I talked to really like this game a lot. So maybe it's just not for me. Maybe other people are finding fun that I'm not finding. But for me, I really struggled with this one.
Yeah, I think, and also the expectation thing, because like when you said like the word and you look at the style of it, you're like, oh, Meat Boy or something, You
kind of expect something like that. Yeah,
jumping around doing this, and it's not that kind of game at all. At least from what I'm seeing and what you just said, it's there's a lot of these games that I don't think have a place, kind of almost like Eternights, maybe.
Kind of in the middle.
It's in the middle, and that's what this game looks like. It's like go over here and do this, but you're not like doing it quickly. With whatever, like a combo or something. No,
that's a good point, dude. I feel like this is, I'm glad you said that because I think you've kind of crystallized it for me. I feel like this game is kind of in the uncomfortable space between like a 2D kind of slower paced RPG where you're talking to townsfolk and backtracking and a faster paced like reaction, like a Mega Man style game where you're just focused on the action. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's kind of trying to blend those two things and it just didn't work for me. In addition to the controls, which I could never get comfortable with. So yeah. I like the way the trailer looks great. I like the concept of it, but in practice, I did not have a lot of fun with it, which makes me sad because it seems like a cool concept. And we do like Devolver, but this one was not great for me.
We like Wales Interactive and Devolver. Yay. That's the ending. Oh, yeah. But here's a positive note because we ended on a downer. One, Arcade Tycoon looks really fucking cool. I'm totally.
I thought you were going to say it's really fun because you're playing it right now.
Oh, I can't do that in the podcast.
That would be funny. That would be funny.
But the other thing is that Archon is on Steam, and it came out not too long ago. Archon Classic. So what they did is they redid the graphics, but it is the same game. So they didn't like fuck with it too much.
Okay.
And it's got very positive reviews on Steam. And it came out 12 years ago or something. But I'm going to download it. Archon Classic on Steam. For all you younger listeners who never played it, I played it on like original Commodore 64 style. This game's fucking great.
It's great. Archon. Archon.
Yes, Archon Classic. It's on Steam. Go check it out. Brad, you should get it. Maybe you and I, which we never have, I think, ever played co-op. We played co-op once at my house, I think. Right? Remember? Was it Helldivers? I think we played Helldivers.
It was Helldivers. It was one time Helldivers. Yeah.
But this one I would do because it's like it's real simple and short games.
Well, we'll see. I make no promises.
You make no promises. I'm downloading it right now. Okay.
That's all I got. As far as the main portion, you're going to the main portion, right?
Yep. Now, this is the portion of the show. I'm going to take over.
Go ahead. Take over.
Where we're done with the games and we talk about other things that are going on in our life, like movies and shows.
Close enough. Close enough. Carlos, what do you got?
FLCL came back. Did you know about that?
I know of it. I've never seen it. And I've always been confused by the name. I don't really know anything about it.
It's a whole thing. I am deep in the FLCL world.
Tell me the nutshell.
I can't. It's actually one of those things where it's too weird. There's a guitar person and the horn that comes out of the head. I can't. If FLCL is its own thing, people listening who know.
If you know, you know.
You know, you know. I can't. But what I came here to say is I had no idea. Totally off my radar. But there's a new FLCL on Hulu. Only one episode, which you hate, I know. But there's like a whole new series. Yeah, a whole new series.
Fuck that.
Okay, fine. Minus that part of it.
Minus that part.
The fact that I thought that thing was dead in the ground, and no one's going to ever come back with that FLCL thing. But there's something right now, and I haven't even watched it yet, but I'm excited about it. So if you like that, Fooly Cooly, FLCL, the anime manga, or... I think they had a movie or something. Yeah, check it out. It's on Hulu right now. Again, those are for my FLCL people.
All right, well, hang on a second. Pause right here for a second. This might be the anime section because, okay. I have heard, I've seen FLCL, and I knew it was called Fooly Cooly or something, but I didn't know anything about it, and I guess I don't know anything more about it now than I do.
Nice.
But the other thing that I've been consistently confused by is RWBY. I don't even know. Do you pronounce it Ruby? I don't even know how you pronounce it. Do you know what that is?
I know of that, but I've not watched that series. Or
okay, so
I did, but yeah.
Okay, so that was the other one where I'm like, what the hell's going on? I hear people talk about it. No one can explain it. I don't know what it is, and I'm just like, I keep seeing it pop up. I'm like, is it a game? Is it an anime?
Oh, that was the Rooster Teeth show. Yeah.
Is it? I don't even know what the fuck it is. So it's not real anime then?
I mean, what's real anime? That's more of I think an Americanized show that had anime style.
So then not
believe
real
right?
Anime, then.
Yeah.
That does not qualify.
That was it was Rooster Teeth. It came from Rooster Teeth. Ruby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I had no idea what the fuck it was.
Yeah, totally different. This is anime that's been around forever. Years and years and years. Like Akira almost. Like it's really old. Anyways, it's fucking great. I think it's called Grunge, the new one that's out. So I'm very excited about that. Anime Corner. The other thing I want to mention is, I finished Our Flag Means Death.
Okay.
You don't care enough for it, is what you told me.
Not at this moment, I don't.
Okay. It's fucking fantastic, and I want to do a minor spoiler, but I won't. But they meet Blackbeard, and he's not who you think he is. It's very fucking cool. And season 2 starts in 5 days.
Okay.
So I'm over the moon about this series.
Only one season so far.
Only one season, but the next season's starting right now. So Anybody listening who listened to me talk about it last week, go check it out now because there's a new season. Also, Ride with Norman Reedus is fantastic.
Is that just Daryl Dixon talking about motorcycles?
No, that's what. So the series started with him kind of just riding motorcycles across the country, meeting with people, but talking about bikes and stuff. And then it got into him meeting other people, like people from Walking Dead, hanging out with them, having some food. And now in the 5th season, and there's going to be a new season.
Oh my God, 5 seasons?
Yeah. But no, they're 6 episodes each, right? They're fantastic. I love these kind of shows where it's just really about exploring a city. It's less about the bikes. Yeah, he happens to be riding the bike or whatever. He meets up with people like some you might know, famous people, whatever. And then they explore the city like they did at San Francisco. And they talked about counterculture movement. And they talked about early Dead Kennedys and Primus. They met Les Claypool. And they talked about that for a while. It's really good. It's very well produced. I know that from on the surface you might be like, I don't want to just watch him ride bikes. It's not that. You remember what's Anthony Bourdain? It reminds me of that show.
Sure.
Which, by the way, I've seen every episode ever. I love that to death. I'm a big experience, person, and so to see people go through that and meet old friends, and I can't recommend it enough. I don't think you're going to watch it, but other people.
I will probably not watch it. But
I know you won't. Yeah. And in closing, last thing, The Other Black Girl.
Yes,
which I mentioned earlier. It's very good. It's Get Out, the series.
Question for you before we move on to my section here.
Yes.
So speaking of this is going to be Anime Corner, and I feel like it's old man Anime Corner, which is embarrassing me. But you watched Into the Abyss? Is that what it's called? Into the Abyss?
Yeah, it was made those games and also the anime. Yeah.
Did you watch the anime though?
I watched it. Yeah. Did I finish it? There's many movies, right? Into the Abyss.
I have no idea. I was going to ask you if it's worth watching because my kid is getting into watching more anime and he wants me to watch. And I was into anime when it started here in America. That dates me, right? Like,
oh yeah,
I remember before anime even existed in America. Okay, so
do you want to do a tangent? We can do an anime tangent.
Go ahead, might as well. But wait, let me ask you this.
Finish
first.
your thing, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I have been in anime in the past when anime was new, when manga was new in America.
Yep.
And then I got out of it. So my kid is like wanting to get into it, and like I'm not like. I don't have my finger on the pulse anymore, and so I don't know like what's something good to recommend to him.
Oh, okay.
And he said one of his friends recommended Into the Abyss, but I'm like, wait a minute, I know Carlos talked about that. Did you like it? Is it worth watching? Should we watch that?
No, don't watch that.
Okay.
Don't watch that. Fucking bullshit. Here's the thing: they descend into a pit, and every time they go down a certain level of the pit, they throw up. It's a lot of vomit. Do you like vomit?
I mean, aside from the vomit, is the rest of it good?
No, I don't. I got mad at that. Me and a friend of the show, Ilana. There's a game, right? It's Into the Abyss, the game I talked about on this show, and I like the concept of like a survival game where it's like, you go down each layer of this pit and you're trying to get to the bottom and get loot. Like that seemed cool to me, but the anime just bothers me because these are kids, and they get headaches and they're like having health problems because that's the idea is that you can't descend too much without getting problems. And is there an end game maybe that's worth it? I don't know. But I think it's just a drudge of an experience. And then I played the game and I felt the same way. Like I felt like frustrated by the game and I hate quit it. So the answer is no. But in asterisks, One Punch Man.
Yes, which is great. We've seen that.
Okay, Mob Psycho.
I remember you mentioned that. I got to write that down.
That you have to write down. That's the same creator, but not the same artist. Yes. Okay. So the same mind, and it's fantastic, and I can't recommend it enough. I mean, I have other recommendations, but when
we'll start there.
Mob Psycho.
Okay. Speaking of anime, we did finish the One Piece live adaptation on Netflix. I assume you finished it as well.
I didn't finish it, but I like it.
Oh, you didn't finish it?
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, we finished it. It was great. It was great all the way through. We thought it was great. The whole family at first had some reservations. Understandable. I didn't know if it was going to be any good. I didn't know shit about One Piece other than it was like Stretchy Pirate. That's all I knew. But we got into it and we loved the whole thing. We just really got into it. It was really fun. It was a romp, as you said. That's a great descriptor. Mm-hmm. Really fun romp, lighthearted. And after we got done, I was like, I don't know. I kind of would like to watch more of this. We should watch the anime. And my kid was like, sure. And I got my wife on board too. She's not an anime fan at all. And she's like, yeah, but I'll watch this. And so we started watching it. And I got to say, like, we all have been really enjoying the anime. Now, I know that this is like a decades-long series. I looked up on Netflix. There's like literally like 1,100 episodes of it.
Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah.
But we're on like episode 8, and it's going fine so far. So we're going to just, if we do like 1 or 2 a day, we'll get done with it in like 3 or 4 years, and that's fine. We're not really in a rush. So I have been enjoying the anime. And it's interesting because we watched the live action first, and so we kind of got the broad strokes of the story. And going back to the anime, it's actually amazing how faithful they were on some of these elements. Like, of course, there was changes, there was cuts. There's no way you can fit all that into an 8-episode series. But like the way that the characters were designed, the way that the world was designed, a lot of the visual style, they took like directly from the anime. And when we're seeing it as a drawing, I'm like, oh shit, that looks just like the guy. Like they really did a great job. I didn't appreciate it at first, but now that we've seen both and can compare, I'm even more impressed with the live action, like how much work and how many nods were directly towards, in a very clear and effective way toward the anime, which was great.
Oh yeah,
so,
totally.
Yeah, really good. So we're watching One Piece, the anime. My wife is really into it. I'm into it. We're having fun. That's going really well. I will say also we watched the Barbie movie. Did you see the Barbie movie?
I did. That's interesting. We could talk about it if you want.
Yeah, I mean,
you're talking about it right now.
Talking about it right now, literally right now. No time like the present. You want to go first?
So similar to Starfield.
Starfield?
Controversial hot take.
Okay.
Which will divide us immediately.
Okay, I'm sure it will.
We've already been divided many times in this show.
Oh, sure.
I do not care for that film.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
I was on was I on a podcast? I don't know where I was talking about it, but I could tell you the reasons, but in general, Wow. I think anything I say is problematic because people love that so much. It's similar to Starfield. Can I just say that I didn't enjoy it?
Yeah,
and
you
then
can certainly just say
that?
Yeah, you absolutely can. You're not on the hook for anything here. We're just talking about it.
Here's what I'll say though. I love the song by Billie Eilish. If you didn't know, that's her at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. And that moment is cool as shit. But similar to things we mentioned on this podcast, I don't think that moment was earned at all. I really enjoy that moment. They're trying to bring people together. There's no spoilers. There's a cool moment at the end with a great song and a good speech. And I got it. It's cool. I know what you're doing there, and I like it. And I'm pro-woman, and I love it. Okay? But that isn't the movie. And so to me, it just felt like a thing I looked at and was interesting and fun. And I like Ryan Gosling. And it's just fun. You know? What's her name? Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie.
I can watch her do anything. I just think she's so fun and stuff, and a great cast and stuff. And I like what's his name?
Simu Liu was great in that. He was fucking amazing. Yeah,
awesome. And the what's his name? Oh my goodness, the Ken that's not the Ken.
Oh, Alan.
Alan.
Alan. I forget what his name is. I know who you're talking about.
From Superbad. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
Michael Cera, is that his name?
Michael Cera. Yeah. There's moments that are fun, but like the I can say this. It just isn't. It's not believable at all, especially because of when they go to the real world stuff. And yes, you're supposed to suspension of disbelief or whatever, but like it just the rules. It doesn't even play by its own rules after a while. And so yeah, I just thought it was like weird. It was a weird experience to me. And then the ending was supposed to be this moment I was supposed to care about, and I didn't. And yeah, and also by the way, okay, now that I'm already saying it, it's just fucking ridiculous that Ryan Gosling's character, who is a toy, so quickly turns into a machismo guy, like, and changes the whole world. I just think that's horseshit. Like, it's just, I know he's a toy, but then again, here's my diatribe. Why is his toy brain so easily susceptible to this?
It's made of plastic.
No, dude. The rules just don't work. I don't want to take the fun away from people who had it, loved it or whatever. It doesn't work for me because none of the pieces go together.
Wow.
Yeah.
I totally disagree, dude. 100% disagree. I thought
that's why there's different opinions.
Thought that movie was brilliant. I thought it was really brilliant. We had a great time. The whole family watched it. I thought all the performances were just really great. It was fun on multiple levels, but it also had like a lot of stuff to say. And I know that some people, a lot of people came down different ways after seeing that movie. But I think for me, I enjoyed it all the way through, and I thought it was really brilliant. I loved all the performances and the concepts, talking about the patriarchy, about women's, independence and defining yourself apart from something else. I mean, there's a lot of big issues, but I think the thing that may have tripped up some people, and I'm not talking about you, just in general. I heard a lot of people say they were disappointed by the third act, which I didn't find to be disappointing at all. But I think the thing that the movie does, and whether that's successful or not, I think really depends on the viewer, but it goes back and forth between being like a message movie and then also like a personal movie about like Barbie, the character. And so I think for me, it navigated those two things really well. Like I could easily transition between, hey, we're talking about bigger, larger societal issues, and then now we're talking about just Barbie herself. That to me worked fine, but I know a lot of people it didn't work for, so I get it. I know what they were saying, but overall, love the concept. I loved what they did. I loved the moments that they took. I loved all the pink. I mean, I loved everything about it. I thought it was just like a great time from start to finish. Everybody really, really enjoyed it. So I thought it was a huge thumbs up, and I'm really glad it got made. A lot of really sweet moments in there. I think obviously, it's going to hit you different. I think that if you are a female or a female presenting person, because the majority of the movie is about how women get treated differently from the get-go and like how everything in society is about that. So, it's going to hit different if you're a man or a woman, which I get, and that's fine.
Right. But my review has nothing to do with the man-woman part of it because, and weirdly enough, it's not even about the point of view and the kind of, things and messages they wanted to say. Because obviously I'm online with probably every single thing in that movie, right? It's more about storytelling and just like believability. For me, that's a huge thing. And if I get lost, similar to games, and we literally talked about that on this show many times, if I can't follow, or if I'm not vibing on what they're putting out, then I kind of nope out a little bit. So that's just kind of what happened to me. It's like, of course, the performance is great, and I like everybody in that movie. I like this. Again, that last song is fucking awesome and stuff, and had the feels for women, that's great. You know what I mean? Like, or for anybody. I think the feels were cool. I just don't care for that film at all.
I mean, that's cool. You know, not everybody has to like the movie. I mean, a lot of people don't, which is totally fine. Or some people feel mixed, which is fine as well. But for me, I thought it was great. I had a great time. The wife loved it. The kid loved it. And we just had a really good afternoon. It was really great. You know, and of course, some good discussions spurred off of that. So we talked about that for a while. And I just thought it was just excellent, excellent stuff. Really, really enjoyed it very much.
Cool.
So thumbs up to Barbie. And the last thing I will say, kind of a random thing. You know, I've been going through a lot of 80s cartoons. Just going through and watched a bunch of stuff, talk about them here and there. I watched Thundercats. Did I mention Thundercats? I did. I
mean, every episode we've ever done ever, but yeah.
But only those ones.
Just those ones, yeah.
So I just watched what is widely considered to be the worst episode of Thundercats. And I got to say, everybody, my wife was there, the kid was there, we were watching it. All three of us, we were angry after we watched this episode of Thundercats. We were pissed off.
Wow.
It was pretty bad. The episode is called Good and Ugly. And basically what happens is, there's two aliens that crash into Third Earth, which is where the Thundercats live. The first alien looks like a bug. He looks like a giant, like, cockroach / mantis kind of thing. And the other alien is like this kind of like angelic looking robot dude or whatever. As you may guess from an 80s cartoon with a message, the nice looking one turns out to be evil, and the one that looks like a bug turns out to be good. But what happens is the bug guy shows up, and he shows up at like the cat's lair where the Thundercats are hanging out, literally doing nothing, and the Thundercats open fire on him because he is ugly. Like, Snarf says it out loud. He's like, man, that guy's fucking ugly. Blast him, Lion-O. And Lion-O's like, okay. And they fucking blast him. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Weird.
So, like, they shoot the guy. The bug he didn't get killed. He comes into the cat's lair. He immobilizes them peacefully. Doesn't cause them any damage. He even says, hey, man, I wasn't doing anything. I was seeing if you guys were friendly, and you fired on me. And he, like, you know, he's not even hurting anybody, not instigating anything. And they're like, yeah, I guess you're right or whatever. And so the episode continues. You expect it, because it's an 80s cartoon with a message, to turn around where Lion-O at some point's like, you know, we were wrong. We judged a book by its cover. He looks like a big bug, and bugs are generally creepy, but he was a nice guy, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's where you think it's going to go, right?
Yeah.
So they resolve the conflict, whatever, takes off. The very end of the episode, everybody sits around in a circle. I'm not even joking. They sit around the circle. They go, man, that guy was fucking ugly, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. He turned out to be good, but man, he was so ugly. And they're like, oh God, that guy was fucking ugly. They talk shit about him after he leaves. I'm like, he was the good guy who proved that you guys were biased assholes. He shows you the error of your ways to not judge the book by its cover. He goes back into space after the conflict resolved, and they shit talk him saying how fucking ugly he was. I was like, what?
Dude, 23 years later, I'm canceling Thundercats.
Oh my God. I was like, what the fuck is going on in here? How are they talking shit about this guy? Well, it blew my mind that even after all that happened, they were still hung up on that he looked like a bug, and they were completely shit talking him. Weird. Could not believe it, dude.
Weird.
Ah, fuck that. Whoever wrote that, I think it was like Peter Lawrence. If you're still alive, fuck you, man. Fuck you for writing that. What the hell's wrong with you, you fucking idiot?
He was going through some shit.
He must have been going through a nasty divorce, self-loathing. I don't know what the fuck his problem was, but that shit should not have made it to a child's TV show script, and whoever edited that shit should have absolutely stopped that shit from happening, because that was bullshit.
Dude, oh my goodness, I'm seeing that now. He's like writing on the page. He's like, I'm not ugly. This bug's ugly. I'm not ugly. She said I was ugly. Well, she'll see. I'm going to write this script. Okay.
Whatever he was going through, whatever was happening, the people around him, you should have stepped in to help.
Yeah.
You should have stopped him from doing this. This should have never got made. It shits on. I mean, and the worst part about this is we've seen this episode now, so that poison is in my brain. So now every time I see Snarf, instead of him being the lovable furball who helps out the team, I think he's a bigoted dick. He's like, he doesn't like bugs. He's that guy that shit talked that really nice bug gentleman. Like, I hate Snarf now, and he was like a good guy.
Listen, it's not Snarf's words. It was this other writer.
Oh God, I need like an Eternal Sunshine pill to forget that episode, dude. Because it ruins Thundercats.
I know, but also a little bit on you for watching the show that's supposedly the worst episode ever.
Well, you gotta watch them all. You gotta watch all the episodes.
You don't have to do anything.
You gotta.
You don't have to do anything. Okay.
The thing that we have to do is end the show. Is what we got.
We do, because I'm hungry and you're hungry. But I want to say this thing before we go, because we mentioned Anime Corner. The very first anime I ever saw, besides Voltron, which Transformers Z, Voltron, some stuff on TV.
Sure.
First movie was called Warriors of the Wind in the U.S.
Okay.
It's Nasaka and the Valley of the Wind, which everybody knows, right?
Yeah.
But it was called Warriors of the Wind. If you look up Google Images Warriors of the Wind, the U.S. cover is just random ass, artists in America making a cover.
Yeah.
So it's not anime like they did with video games,
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible.
Pretty
But I
terrible.
saw it in a Wegmans in the East Coast. There's a thing called Wegmans, a grocery store. And it was on a VHS, and that was the cover. And I flipped it over, and then I saw it was anime because it looked nothing like it,
Right.
And that was one of the first ones we rented in the rental store. And it was fucking great because it's Nasaka. It's like
Great place to
one
start.
of the best animes to start with, yeah.
Definitely landmark for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, boy, some of those covers, those people needed to be punished after
Yeah.
doing those covers. That was bad. So okay, all right, folks, that's a show. Before we close, gonna start asking you to leave reviews or shares on social media, or better yet, just tell a friend. We would love to get some recommendations out there. Please do that. That would be great. Also, send us your questions and comments. If you got anything good to say about the show, we'd love to hear it. If you got some feedback or things we can improve, let us know about that too. Hit us up, sovideogamespodcast@gmail.com. You can also hit us up individually. Carlos, where are we sending your traffic this week?
Glitch to the Ground on TikTok, or also on YouTube, by the way, now. So those two places, I play video games and then say funny things.
All right, sounds good. You can hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, or Blue Sky. It's my name, BradGallaway, all A's, no O's. And this is going to do it for episode 354. Once again, thank you for joining us here on the So Video Games podcast, and we'll see you next week, Ron.
We'll see you next week, Ron.